Welcome to the Port Charles Update with your hosts, Mish and Mel.
Hello.
Hello, happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Okay, so I have to get to this. What were the feelings you got seeing a new generation on the pier?
No, but legit goosebumps. Like when I saw Danny on the bridge, I'm like, wait, so like he knows, and then he like said it, he's like, my mom comes here and my dad comes here. And I was like, holy cow, he's having
Right?
his moment. Then his people show up. And it was it was so layered. I don't know if you felt this way too, but like between what he's going through, the secret love
Yeah.
relationship, the Rocco undertone of everything, and the fact that he's the reason that Jason's gone. So you have these three, like you said, next generation characters standing on this like bridge of past and future people of all the big moments in their life. This bridge is a part of it. The bridge gets a star. That it was so cool to watch it all happen there.
For sure. And that's the thing though, of all the youth, right? Because we've had youth use the bridge before.
Yes.
But this is just different, right? It has way more impact because of the direct line from Jason, Sam, and all that. But more than that, for me watching, I'm like, so that's Sunny, Carly, and Jason. It was
Right?
insane. I remember I told you that I felt like Danny and Charlotte were just sort of the Carly and Jason that did work out romantically. But
Yes.
then when you pointed out the like related thing, it really, really put a dent in that joy I had, and it's hard
Yeah.
to feel that joy even though they're pursuing it, even though the conclusion, while consulting their family tree,
Yes.
you're not that related.
No, this is in the distance.
You're the kind of relatives that can kiss. So they they declared that. So when I saw the bridge, I'm like, you know what, Michelle, you have to forget that they're related
You
and
have to get
just
on board.
enjoy what you initially enjoyed. And I think for the point when Rocco offered to leave, when he offered for him and Charlotte to leave, the fact that Charlotte was like, no, I'm not about to respect anybody's boundaries, especially
Right?
Danny's. I was like, that's Carly. And I
100%.
love it, right? Rocco, Sunny connection, because, cool skipped a generation with regards to his parents.
100%.
Uh-huh. And then you have Danny. I just found it really epic. And it's just, we're learning for Danny on the bridge today with Alexis that he feels really helpless, right? That
Yes, out of
he,
control.
specifically, that he can't help his dad.
Yeah, like
Like
not in
that's a
control of
big
that
one.
situation. Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
right. And so for me, it was just watching them on the bridge and Danny kind of saying like I couldn't help my dad because he's talking about when he was taken in the van. And
Yeah.
I posted it, but I couldn't help it. I answered to the TV. I'm like, you know who didn't stand by when Jason was in trouble? Rocco. Like,
I
Rocco, like,
know.
now I'm thinking it's really gonna be a problem.
Huge,
Because,
huge problem.
like, layered in the sense that Rocco did the thing Danny wants most, right? He wants to kinda like, he makes jokes about, to Tracy, "I can
Moving
help
bodies.
move a body." So, he teases, but he wants that association, like, we talked about it, his parents are infamous, but Danny, like, yeah, he got into a fight at school, but beyond that, he's never really done anything, like, crazy. He hasn't committed a single crime that he got
That's
caught for.
so funny though, because it's true. Because who was giving that breakdown? Was it Carly? It's like basically Rocco got drunk. He got caught in the lab.
Mhm.
He had to do community service.
Yeah.
Has shot a gun right now. And
Yeah.
Danny's like, I went to a party to hit on girls. And
Yeah.
then I was like, basketball. Like he's so like regular, normal, you know?
And he's not even a starter. Like, I'm sorry. So I think it would be hard in that way to know that Rocco has a connection and has done the real badass stuff. I think that's hard. And I think his dad being taken away is not really something Danny's gonna get over. And it's interesting, right? I mean, I guess it is different, right? Because when he thought Jason was leaving to protect someone, the
Mhm.
concept was that it was temporary. Like his dad said
Exactly.
it'll only be a couple of months. So I think it's different knowing that he's gone forever. But,
Yes.
you never but the thing is, Jason could say he's gone for 3 months and still be leaving to protect someone that's not you and never
Mhm.
come back also. But I don't think that's how Danny's gonna look at it.
No, I don't think so
Yeah.
either.
Yeah. I think it's crazy that I mean, we thought that Rocco would go to Brit, but I am kinda surprised, like, that in his mind, Sunny's not a safe bet.
That is interesting as well, but here's the thing, Lulu hasn't pushed him enough yet. Like, this is the lead up week. This is a week where we saw her hovering literally 2 feet from his face and following him everywhere. So we're getting to that point where he's going to need somebody else. And they're doing a really good job of her like being in his bubble constantly.
Okay, but I'm sorry. It's the same Lulu since she's been reunited with her kids. She's talking to Nathan, being like, I don't know, this mama bear's coming out of me. I just feel the need to mother him and smother him and be everywhere. And she kept saying, like, I don't know if I know how to be there for him. And then her last scenes between her and Rocco, I was like, I agree, you don't. Like, you're just
Totally
showing
don't.
us so I find it so funny that she's describing this as like a new sensation, like a new way to react to her children. But I'm like, this is what you've been. Like, this is you.
That's a very good point. It was very reminiscent with everything with Charlotte and Valentine, like,
Yeah.
not being able to give that distance, to be able to let him sit with that information, to not be there every time he turns around, like, she just does not know how to handle a crisis.
Her kids can't be on the porch alone, but James, she like shuts the door,
James.
walks away. She's like, I don't care.
"You go stare at that burnt chicken. I'll be out there in a
You
second."
know? It's my boyfriend's kid. He's not my kid. And then her scene with Laura. So again, there's nothing to be done. There's nothing to be. This is one of those
Exactly.
situations. Like, like Lulu's gotten this advice a lot in her life. Like, stop, do nothing, stop inserting yourself places you don't belong. Try to
Yes.
focus on your own life. Like it goes on and on and on. But this is truly one of those times where the more you dig at it, the more attention. So you really just have to lay low. Like she's telling Rocco to lay low. And she's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take you, put your injury on record, and then I'm going to go
Yep.
talk to my mom to do a little digging. And that to me, I don't know how you felt. I do not know how you felt. I don't know if the rage traveled to where you were, but I'm watching those scenes and I'm like, you asking about Jason or showing concern about Jason literally makes no sense. And I was so grateful that Laura's like, didn't know you were close. Didn't.
Right? Oh.
I, what did you think?
It was a lot because exactly like what you're saying, you're like, "Oh my gosh, well, you're the one that's gonna spill the beans and cause so much more chaos. Like, why can't you just sit still?" And her excuse of like, "Yeah, we like totally reconnected since I've been back." Like, what?
Like
Nobody's gonna believe that.
in my notes, it says, wow, with so many W's. Because not only did she say Jason and she reconnected, she said, we used to be close. And I'm
Yes.
racking my brain trying to figure out when, how. Like, because all I could flash to is like you and Dante and what you did to Michael. And I'm thinking, okay, it must have been before then. I don't. Maybe when she was hanging out with Spinelli, but close is relative. Like, it took a long time for Jason to be close with Spinelli, and Spinelli was always around.
Maybe it was off screen.
And then when Ezra shows up, she starts touting that Jason is a family friend.
Ugh.
I was having such a hard time watching her Lulu this up. And I think based on the last scene on the pier with Lulu and Nathan, and I say Nathan in air quotes, when he hugs her,
Non-Nathan, yeah.
yeah, when he hugs her, because he sees her on the pier and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know about visiting the scene. Like,
Right?
what, you know what it felt like?
Tell me.
know what it was giving? Like groupie vibes. Like somebody who's like wants to be close to a tragedy that they're not involved in. I felt like she was there to feel like she was part of the drama.
Yeah, you know what? I could totally take that.
That was the vibes I was getting. And she kept offering ideas. Like, I think Nathan so far, not Nathan anyway, is just not impressed. He wasn't impressed when she took Rocco to the hospital.
Exactly.
He wasn't impressed to learn that she was poking around with Laura
Mhm.
and that she wanted to keep digging herself. Like, he had to keep trying to talk her into just doing nothing. Like, please stop.
And it's so crazy because he obviously has some sort of feeling towards her
Yes,
and
yes.
protecting Rocco. Like, we've seen that there's, like, layers to this guy, even though he's part of, like, some
It's
sort of
1.
evil plan, right?
It's 1 to 2. It's Lulu and Rocco. 1 to 2 layers.
Right? And you're like, he's already starting to back away. Like we said, it's absolutely bonkers that Nathan, real Nathan, would fall for Lulu. And then we said it had to be somebody else. Turns out it's somebody else. And even with all of that, he's like, I liked you for a hot minute, but you're driving me crazy.
Seriously, Mel, when he hugged her, because he finally got her to shh. He
Yes.
tried. He was trying, and then he finally made her stop, and he hugged her, and I just kept thinking to myself, like, "It's not so fun anymore, is it?
Right?
It's not what you thought it was gonna be, huh?"
It goes to show that you didn't know Lulu to begin with. Like that in itself makes sense, right? Like in the
Yeah,
before,
like,
you know?
okay, let's talk about the us finding out,
The
okay?
reveal.
And then piecing that together, okay? Going
I love
from
the explanation. Mhm.
going from Lulu and Nathan to Lulu and Cassius. Like, I can't wait for that part. So Nathan leaves James and, Felicia. Again, I think everybody is just too nice. Like, she starts off being like, "I don't like you and Lulu," and then being, "Well, I respect you because Maxie is trying to respect you." I just
Yes.
wouldn't. Like, I
I
just don't
wouldn't either,
understand
honestly. They're too
why.
nice.
Yeah, like, be a little bit more messy. I didn't think much of it. He gets a call, he's a
Mhm.
call. But then I'm, like, a little suspicious. He
Okay.
heads to Sidwell, and that was the moment I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I think they're gonna do the reveal." Like, he's going to Sidwell, and then it happens. It happens. The reveal happens. He calls him Cassius Faison. They purposely made sure Obrecht was out of town
Right?
for this to make sense because she was the one who had the babies, carried the
Okay.
babies, hid a
Yes.
baby. So it's like, did you really just hide one
Okay,
baby?
so I'm at the age where, like, I'll put something somewhere that I wanna keep safe and I forget where it is, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping that's not what Oprah
Oh,
did.
no, no. I mean, she hid Nathan with her sister,
Yes.
right? So you could have hid the other one also with her sister. Like, where did she store the other? Like, I cannot wait to
I
hear
can yes,
Obrecht's side
same.
of this to explain because they're related, like that's Nathan's twin brother.
Yeah.
Brit is still his sister. He doesn't
Yes.
care. Like, he made that abundantly clear. So Sidwell knows who he is. No idea, but at least we're knowing for real that Nathan is really dead, which, it explains the DNA test that they did. It
Yes.
explains why he can't baseball the way he used to.
It explains Lulu, it explains remember the weird things he was saying when they were on that
About
home
science.
date?
Yeah.
Well, the science thing, the fact that he kind of wished James wasn't there, and is that mean to say? Because I wanna get it on with you, like, it was
Yeah.
weird.
Okay, so now let's get to what you just said. It's why he likes Lulu. I look, this may not be the point for GH, right? Like, but for me, I hope that they zoom in and just stretch out for as long as possible. For me, her processing the fact that it could have ever been realistic for Nathan to come back,
Thank
not
you.
even try to visit his wife,
Yes.
and like you.
And, like, I need her to be, like, a little introspective, like, how could I be okay with my best friend's husband coming back from the dead and seeing his behavior and thinking it's okay and normal, and falling in love with him. Like, she didn't encourage him to go. She herself didn't even go and visit her best friend. Nathan would never do that and would call Lulu out on her
I think someone's gonna tell her, like, when this comes out. I
BS.
think, like, for sure, Maxie, I mean, if Felicia did it, I would take it too. But this is insane. Like, I can't even begin to express. Like, we were buying it. We're like, all right. For a long time, we weren't sure exactly what Nathan was. And we saw the writing on the wall that they were going to pair these two together. Then they came out with it, and it wasn't as explosive as I wanted it to be. The only satisfying scenes were the ones with Felicia. Like, why do
Yes.
I have to watch Lulu and Maxie reconcile? I am not watching soaps for maturity. Like, that's not what I'm doing. And then they just sort of let it go. And I didn't think that it could have gotten better, but it did. Like,
It
just this part
did.
is making it so much better for me. Like, her having to process the fact that she bonded with a man who helped poison Maxie, who is
Right?
blackmailing her mom, who contributed to the whole Dalton thing.
Oh, you just, like, added like, I didn't even think about all those things, but yes, all the layers of evil that he is and they are together. Like, that is wild.
Yeah, he harmed the closest people to her.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Right? But she
Yes.
feels but she has feelings.
She's got
So
feelings, gotta explore.
I think that those feelings, I don't know if they're gonna leave Lulu in a gray space once it all comes out and she learns what he's done. I don't know. Wouldn't it be insane if all of this comes out, but she's stuck on the fact that there were feelings?
Oh
And
my
now,
god, that would be even crazier.
right? Because it's like, look, Lulu isn't really good at facing reality, right?
No.
She doesn't like the idea that people have lives that don't involve her and that
Yes.
she should be involved in her own life. But what happens when this all comes out? Like, is she going to be able to kind of see things for what it is? Is she going to be able to go, okay, he's not a good person, he's a villain technically. I just don't think that's how Lulu operates. She goes on feelings, right?
Yes.
I'm mad, so I'm gonna, like, commit a crime. I have feelings, so I'm gonna, like you no matter what. This is gonna be really difficult for her, and the worst part is she kind of owes him now, so
Yes,
I
absolutely,
don't
she's
and
indebted.
exactly, so I w I don't want her to be the victim at all in this, right? I really don't
No.
want Cassius to hold the whole thing over her. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't want her to be victimized. I would love for her to just continue to be adored by this man who may get annoyed by her.
Yes.
But either way, maybe he'll have a fixation. Because, like in the past, the Faison men have
Oh,
fixations
yes.
like on the women. But what if this time it's like, what if he's not as fixated on Lulu because she's bugging him, but he's like, I don't know, fixated on Rocco, like impressed by him? Like,
Hmm,
what if that's where that's the vulnerability, wanting
interesting.
to, like, turn him over to the dark side.
But then Lulu's obsessed with Cassius. It's like, "I don't want no, you can't have me." She kidnaps him, that'd be something.
Oh my gosh, but this is so layered, and I mean, I have been because look, I think the most important relationship in all of this was between Lulu and Maxie, and,
Absolutely.
so much has happened over the years, and I think a lot about their relationship and who they are and where they've landed in life at this point in time really came out in the Brook Lynn storyline, right? The Brook Lynn versus Lulu storyline, and I remember watching it and thinking, "Okay, but I get that maybe, Maxie loves her, this is family, and you want to give a little bit of leeway. But at some point, I felt like there needs to be some kind of resolution for Maxie and Lulu. Like, I found it really weird that
Yes.
she was just very forgiving and accepted everything as it was. So honestly, I'm really hoping for a lot of story there between Lulu and Maxie. And I really hope they give it the attention to really go into the layers. And maybe this, we keep thinking there's always something that'll get Lulu to grow as a person. I'm wondering if it's this.
Maybe like how we said, for Drew to find his human side again, what would it take? Well, maybe it's gonna be this. We'll see if, Cassius is the key to having Lulu find her way.
Yeah, yeah. And the other thing that I just think is incredibly heartbreaking about the Cassius thing is James.
Of
Because, like,
course.
I feel like this is beyond James's comprehension, and they
Right?
amplified that, and we get it now, right? They amplified the role he's been filling and the wounds that he's healing right before
Yes.
we learn who he is.
Ugh. Yes, it's heartbreaking.
Okay, one thing about the reveal was that right before we found out, because, they were hinting at it, there was something off about that scene. It was this for me. He had asked or was telling Nathan to say something, and then Nathan emphasized, that's not what I would say. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
that was such a clue. And I thought it was so well done. But then they actually just like, you know, gave us the
told
whole
us.
thing. And now it makes sense, right? Because if this was like a scary guy, which I guess that he kind of is, but now it makes sense with the whole Brit thing. Why she didn't want James to meet
Yes.
him, why she was so, but I don't know what her relationship is with him because he
Well,
showed up at the
right?
hospital and then he literally took her to see Jason. Like that was a Nathan thing to do.
Well, that's exactly it, and she told him everything.
Yeah, so she knows who he is.
So it's
So
fascinating.
yeah, because I'm not sure who his loyalty lies with, He's
Mhm.
telling Sidwell he'll deal with Brit and maybe, okay, loyal to Sidwell. I'm just not sure about his loyalty to Cullum because when he's in scenes with Cullum, you know that his priority is Rocco and you could feel that.
Yes,
So I'm
yes.
not sure what to make of it. It's Nathan must know that Cullum is the one who killed Marco.
I thought Brit had told him, or she didn't come
No,
to
no, no,
that
no.
conclusion until later.
Yeah, I was so happy when they figured that out.
Yes,
So
me
that was
too.
Lucas and Brit. So, like,
Okay.
in the week with Lucas, he starts out his scenes with Jocelyn, and I can't tell you how much, like, I'm just giving an early gold star to Lucas and Brit scenes. But what did you
Yes.
think earlier in the week when we find that he's at work and he's acting like it's any other day?
Well, you could see that this is a huge shock. Like not only did his marriage end over a lie that was far less, now he's got this other big love of his life that just passed away. And you can tell he doesn't know how to process it, who to blame, what to do, how to function. Plus, he's staying at his Aunt Ava's house. So it's like, I just think he wanted to have a little escape, right?
I do believe that, but it was weird because he seemed, I don't know, like, fine. Like, first of all, he caught Jocelyn in Cullum's room.
I know.
And it's such a distant thing, like, "Oh, this I just wanted to see the man Jason shot because I think he's innocent." What? Like,
Makes no sense.
and then she's in a place where she's trying to maybe connect with him. I mean, she does understand literally exactly the same situation, but
Yes.
she's telling him things like, "I think you should slow down and not avenge your boyfriend's death and then join the WSB." It's like you can't take her seriously in these moments. And then watching her trying so hard to reconnect with her family, hoping someone will tell her things.
I know. It's brutal.
My gosh. And then it was weird for me, like judging Lucas a little bit because he starts talking about Marco. And it was just, I couldn't follow. Like he was like, we were together for a short time, but it was long. And it was like a lifetime, and then I just felt like, "And then you're ready to move on?" And then he was saying things like, "I can't imagine being happy without Marco," and I was just like, "But you seem fine now." Like, the scenes with Lucas early on with Joss, I was like, "This is strange," but then I loved getting to see his grief come out with Brit. To be honest, it was my favorite. Like, I know he had those scenes alone with Marco, but I would say this is what I love the most. And also, I just could not get over the fact that Lucas's boyfriend died and Jocelyn thought he needed hydration.
Your post made me laugh so much because she's so terrible in a bad situation, and she has so much experience to be relatable, but it's like she doesn't capitalize on it. You don't have to take the spotlight when you're trying to comfort somebody. It's like she was really kind of lost in trying to figure out how best to help Lucas.
Yeah, like she's lost within her family, right?
Yes.
She's connected to no one. She's not connected to her friends. She's not connected to her family. She had no idea about things going on in Lucas's life. She had no idea that Lucas and Marco were trying to help Brit, and he's not telling her a thing. She's learning about this through
Exactly.
Brit. She knows what her mom is doing. Like This is so bad. But I just feel like if ever Lucas found out, because we know what Lucas is up to, right? Like this
Yes.
man is out to get Sidwell, but I'm like, call him, man. Like, call him. But I just feel like if Lucas ever found out about Joss and the WSB, he would just be like, the WSB, like it's hard. Because within their family alone, there are so many active missions. Like
Right?
Lucas has his, Jocelyn has hers, and Carly has her own.
Absolutely. And they're all trying to collect information. It's hilarious if they just I don't know if they should band together.
Yeah, I no.
Some are
And
better than others.
exactly. And so Lucas and Britt was really amazing watching them together, him grieving. Just the fact that Britt assumed she'd be the bad guy in the situation.
Yes.
Right? And so that's so interesting. Like this, like I love seeing this part, like the growth and the connection she's making right now and the relationship being forged with Lucas because he really, really needs it at this point. And so just her reaching out to hug him. And I was just surprised she didn't offer him a Gatorade in his time of need, but I am glad she offered emotional support because she has access to that. But using his doctor brain and they solved the case, but it was pretty tough watching him realize he was
Yes.
saving his boyfriend's killer. So I do like that that piece of information came out, but I also don't trust Lucas with that information.
I don't either. Like, I'm worried. Like, he's giving all these looks this week, like, I'm turning evil. I know how to do bad things. So I'm like, I am not so sure about that. You run on your emotions. This whole situation just kind of showed us that he's not really great at figuring all this bad guy, good guy, understanding the severity of bad guys.
He has no moves. Like he just
No,
doesn't have any
no.
moves. Like Sidwell is a killer. Pascal, I'm sure, can hold his own. Colin, you
He
know
just
he's a
can't hold his
killer.
liquor.
He just can't hold his liquor. I have to say, I kind of love drunk
Me
Pascal. Like he really brings something to the table because I didn't really catch on. It was Lucas who said, "Are you drunk?" And I was like, "Are you?" And then I
too.
watch it unfold and his passion, his grief being like, "I'm grieving too. I loved him. It should have been you." And I'm like, "This is so
Damn.
good." Except he should have hit Lucas hard enough to hit the painting, hit the safe, pop open, and get the medication.
Right, the frame, knock Pascal out, the vault pop open, we have our medicine done.
So what again, no moves. You're moving in. He has his sights set on Sidwell. Pascal has his sights set on Lucas, and Cullum knows that Lucas is a part of it. You
Yes.
tell me how you're gonna survive.
Give him one night.
Like, this is insane to me. And so what do you think happened exactly? Because we saw the funeral today. Do you think Lucy knows that she's not with Jens? Like, did they break up? Did she I don't that's what it
Okay,
felt
but
like.
remember,
Mhm.
Lucy is in this also for her own she's also playing WSB of
Yeah,
Broken Hearts, right?
yeah.
So she's like, "I don't care if you don't want me. I'm gonna insert myself everywhere so that I get what I need to shut you down."
It's just weird because Ava's posing as the girlfriend, and I don't know what Lucy's posing at. She was trying to make real estate deals.
She was always.
She was checking in on Sidwell through Ava,
Yes.
but I just don't think she's gonna come up with anything. Like, she went to Sunny and she's like, "I'm gonna handle this." Like,
You're
no,
like, no,
I
not
don't think
really, friend."
so. I don't think so. But as for Britt and Lucas, okay, that was the first big thing that they discovered is what Colin did, how Colin found her. But then the other piece to the puzzle, right? When Brad comes in, I mean, look, I don't blame her for slapping Brad.
Yes. I don't blame her either.
But I also can't blame Brad for not buying it when she shouts that he loves her.
Well, because we don't buy it either, so
Exactly. So it's really interesting watching this, but he was so tone deaf. It's not like she didn't tell him. So at first I
Yes,
was mad at him because she told him the truth. Like her life's at risk. Like this is less to do about Jason, right? That part
exactly.
is very, very difficult to pill to swallow. But it was bigger than that. And he kind of showed up acting like this dirtbag is finally out of the way.
I know, like, really completely missing the point.
Really? And then they were able to kind of deduce. that for Jason to have said that, who would he protect? And I love Britt kind of walking through people, like Carly
Yes.
keep her mouth shut about it. But I love that she was on the right track. I mean, she landed on Danny, but the idea that it was a kid.
Right?
And if
I love
anybody
that.
exactly, and if anybody was gonna look into it, I just feel like, well, I want it to be Brit because the point is, it's safer to discover that it's Rocco. It's
Exactly.
but I admit Brad redeemed himself because he said to her before they left, I think her office, "The next time you wanna kill somebody, me a call." And she was like, "Oh, to talk me out of it?" He's like, "No, so I can help you get rid of the body." And then they were back.
I love it. The one thing though that kind of threw me off that he said was that do mobsters even have a code? But his aunt Selena, oh, she has a code.
Yeah, he should know more, which is why I
Yes.
thought he offered to hide a body.
Yeah, samesies.
So Dante, okay, I
Dante
don't
wants to
know.
work. He wants to defend his co-parenting bestie,
Who's his co-parenting bestie? Lulu?
Jason.
Jason, yeah. I mean, I was like, I was just this is how I felt. I'm like, "What do you mean you and Jason weren't friends? Like, your dad family.
Right? He
Your
said that
dad
to
buds."
Elizabeth. He admitted that.
Yeah, yeah. But I feel like he's being sexy going up against Cullum, but he's like, "You're
Yeah.
gonna get yourself killed."
Yeah. I felt that a lot.
Look, you know what I find interesting about this story is that Dante went through a lot with the WSB, and I feel like that's coming through, and I feel like it's really
Yes.
interesting because his animosity, his trauma, he's gonna be reckless a little bit. Like, this is the director, he knows how it works, so I feel like this is for Jason, but going up against Cullum is also a little bit for him. I mean, especially after Cullum called him a one-time recruit, washed out,
Yeah.
kidnapped, and hospitalized, I think is what he said. Yeah, yeah.
That wasn't cool.
So it's funny because no one's telling Dante anything, but he is putting it together.
Yes, he is, and I'm loving it. I'm like, wow, this is like the quickest the PCPD has worked in a case, really. And this is a pretty high profile case. Usually those are the
No.
ones that get dropped the quickest.
And to be honest, knowing what Britt said is like, I think the biggest piece of evidence that Dante has to go on. And he collected a little bit more during with his conversation with Elizabeth.
Oh, how did you feel when she unveiled that like Rocco's hand got hurt?
I'm so excited. You have to watch That's Awesome podcast because they did an episode about all of this, like his final scenes.
Really? Eh? Okay.
Yeah. And it was just interesting to hear him talk about it. And he talks about the bandage thing too.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty much a clue. And it's just a matter of I honestly think Dante is gonna figure it out, but it's one of those, like, conspiracy theory things where he just sort of doesn't say anything.
Yes.
So I think this is one of those things where Dante will put it together, and it'll really shake him.
Yes.
And I want this to come to him. Like, again, we talked about in the last podcast how Lulu, has sort of understood the decision she made years ago with Michael. Dante, it's different. We've seen him slowly kinda come to terms with it. Like, he kind of, like, pokes at the topic with Michael,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, like, we haven't really seen him process. It's gonna be interesting to see Dante and what he does when he puts this all together, and watching him reconcile his impulses and his choices to protect his son. I think we're finally gonna get to see the Dante recognizing the depths of his actions years ago. Like, right now, he feels guilty. Right now, he feels
Yes.
bad. He expresses that, but he still manages to kind of I don't know, I feel like he can still, in his mind, somewhat have a leg to stand on still.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like this is one of those things where when it really hits him, it's gonna change, I think, how he relates to Michael. I
It
think he'll
has
really get
to.
it. He'll really get it. I don't think I think he's gotten it to the best that he can based on his life so far.
Yes, that's an excellent point because when you're on the outside, you can have a level of understanding, but when you're right smack dab in the middle of it, understanding how protective they are of Michael, the lengths they'll go to, like he loves his children just as much. What lengths is he willing to go to? And what gray space is he willing to go into to protect his own?
But not only does he recognize the sacrifice Jason made, which honestly, even Steven for raising Danny at this point,
Yeah.
but what does he do knowing that this villain, Cassius, protected his child?
Right?
That is too much gray space for Dante.
Too
That is
much.
too much for him to kinda deal with. But that's the thing. Like, how long will Cassius be a villain?
Well, this is the thing too. I kind of feel that he can be swayed, like being in the PCPD, being besties with Dante, protecting Rocco. Like, there's he doesn't give evil vibes like at all.
No. No, he doesn't. And we don't even really know, like, his why of it all
Well,
or
right, it's
what
like, is
he's
he the
doing.
sciencey guy? Is it because of his dad? Yes, exactly. We don't know his backstory right now. We don't know his like origin story.
No, like, did he take science too far? Like, did he like, we don't really know. But what I find alarming was just what he did to Maxie, and it makes so much sense now. Now I finally feel satisfied that it was to take her out of the picture, because otherwise she would have figured it out from the beginning. So I really did appreciate getting that answered,
Yes,
but it feels like
same.
Nathan is willing to hurt Maxie, though.
Ah, yeah, because he has no buy-in, right? Like, she's
No.
not part of the plan. She's not one of the players.
He developed a relationship with Lulu, but he was obviously part of the whole poisoning thing.
Yes.
So that's bad.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Cassius, but more interesting to me is Obrecht coming back.
Yes, because like, how is this gonna come to light now? You know,
What? She forgot she had twins?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I really need to know. Like, I really need to understand what's going on.
Yeah. Well, Carly too wants to know what's going on. She went to go talk to Brennan.
Oh my God. Tell me all of the things you were thinking because I love when she speaks to him because it's so layered and
Uh huh.
pointed and she still pulls all the emotion because you can see that she does still care for him, but she also very much hates him, but she needs him. So it's like, I love how she's able to just show that with everything she says.
Yeah, I think she went in there and she had some excellent questions. At first, I liked that she said, "What about the warrant? Why was there a warrant?" Because that happened before Jason
Yes.
shot Cullum. I love that. Look, it's brutal that he recruited Jocelyn, but
Yes.
now he took her bestie, and there's only so much a relationship can handle. And this is without her knowing that he teamed up with her nemesis, Nina, and
Yes.
essentially worked against Michael by that deal, but
Mm.
also going against Michael a second time through Jacinda to get to Charlotte, which is now her kind of pseudo daughter.
Like, this man is in for it when all of it comes out.
Like, even though he loves her, there's times I like feel bad for him. When I
Yeah.
remember all of the things that he's doing behind her back that don't even involve Jocelyn, it's like he's in way over his head. And I
Yeah.
and I loved how, like you said, it's very layered when they talk, and she sort of tells him off in a layered way. But I'm thinking, you're WSB, and Valentine's right. He loves her so much that he's blinded because she said the WSB can't take away the people I love. The only
Yes.
person the WSB took away was Jason, but she's
Mhm.
referring to Jocelyn, and he did not pick that up.
Not at all. He was too, like, scared because he didn't know what to do for her.
And then him going to see Nina, like, I'm just pointing this out. I mean, Michael is Carly's son. Jacinda's his girlfriend. I mean, people are kind of annoyed that her boyfriend's running all over town like this. What, Jacinda's not gonna mention it? Probably not, though. She's pretty good with discretion. But, so he's trying to make a deal with her, but we already know that Jacinda sees Charlotte as herself.
Exactly, and she's gonna protect that girl to no end.
This is sort of where Jacinda demonstrates loyalty, which I think she already has, sort of. We know there's a weird Ezra thing, like something on her phone.
Yes, we don't know what.
But also his conversation not only with Jacinda, but with Nina, pushing her even further. And then she gets so rattled after. She has no idea that Charlotte already knows. There's nothing Nina can do. And I'm just like, Brennan, just out the footage. And I feel like
I
he will.
know.
Like, I feel like the footage will come out. And that's a whole other dumpster fire. Okay. So now Nina's got nothing and she won't be able to deliver. She won't. And he made his threats to her. And now he's even using other methods. And he says, if I get the information I need from someone else other than you, this video is going out.
Yes, and he's already put those plans in motion. They're not gonna
Yeah,
work, but it's already happening.
exactly. And that's a whole other story because Willow's at home this week and she got some visitors and I could not.
Oh my gosh.
Trina and Kai, what on earth did you think about that circus of a visit.
Okay, first off, I just want to comment on her attire. So she wears a blazer pantsuit set
Mhm,
every day now.
mhm.
Every day. She's got all the colors. But this in particular was so interesting to me because it was like very skin color. So to me symbolized finding her place. Like in the beginning, she's like playing the role, but she's slowly fitting into this like, I'm evil. I'm gonna take what I want. I'm gonna do what I want, like being in her skin kind of thing. So I found it a very interesting fashion choice.
She is coming into her own. I mean, she sat in the living room ranting at Drew.
Right?
Like like, that in itself is something, but Kai and Trina.
God.
Trina just kept
No.
pushing the line, and
So
I put it all
much.
together, right? She's bringing gifts. She's saying he doesn't deserve to be shot. I jaw on the floor when Trina comments on the ringtone and Kai looks at her like, "What are you doing?" And then later he decides to confess everything else. He's like, "Okay, so your phone travels. We were here that night. Bye." Like, who says that? You know, your phone was here. Okay. Yeah, the sound from the living room travels all the way to the bedroom. Why are you making references to your knowledge about their bedroom?
Well, I was like, stop explaining sound noise. It's always broken in port shells. Do not talk about it.
So that was the thing. In her rant to Drew, she kind of walks through everything, and all of that was for Drew to put together. It's not like when he's having these flashbacks, it's not like it's helping him discover who shot him. He knows who shot him.
Yes,
But all of those flashbacks in his house and the comments Willow was making was for him to finally realize that he's not the only one who knows. And that
exactly.
good people know, like Trina and Kai, and they would be likely to help.
Exactly. And oh my gosh. And then we had it made me nervous just from the beginning. Like, were they at her office before this happened or after this
Right
happened?
after, but it was
Right
like they
after.
were
Okay.
at Willow's, then at the office, then Michael was at the office, then Michael came to see Willow.
There was just so much talk about the sequence of events and what they know and what they were involved in. Like, stop talking. I was like
You
on the edge of my seat the whole time they were in scenes.
you understand that they kept this quiet for the longest time.
Exactly. Exactly.
And now it's just coming out everywhere loudly without privacy or doors closed. And just her relationship with Jocelyn and Michael, I'm thinking that also just has to be hard that they are not saying anything, but I think with
Yes.
knowing that the charges are dropped, now that I think about it, is probably why they felt like, "Okay, like, we don't have a reason," but there is some kind of a hint there. So they talk a lot about Wiley and coaching, but where they landed was Michael wanted Kai to give Wiley lessons. What is Wiley good at? Overhearing things he shouldn't, seeing things he shouldn't,
Yeah.
solving crimes he doesn't know he's solving. So if Kai is gonna be around Wiley, Wiley is gonna hear what his mom did.
Yeah, he totally is. I could totally see it play together. You're totally bang on.
So then Michael stops by and wants to say hello to his uncle. A lot of other people are finding it difficult to watch him like that, but
Yes.
Michael sat there just
I love when he was like, "Why is he blinking so much?" I'm like, "Oh boy, so he doesn't know Morse code." Okay, I'll be.
yeah, I'm like, maybe he'll learn or maybe he'll pick it up, but I just okay, this is what I think though. It would be really interesting, okay, for Michael to be the one to make that connection, right? Because if it's this indirect, where Kai spills, Wiley learns, Wiley tells Michael, and then Michael somehow saves Drew, it's because of what they kept saying all week. Family gets mad, family doesn't stay mad. And if
Okay.
Michael plays a role in helping Drew, that
Right.
would sort of strengthen the Quartermains. That's a long-term thing,
Ah,
though.
that is long term, but I can see it. Like we said, like this is Drew's time to turn it around. He might
Yes.
be back in the family. He might have a Jordan girlfriend. He might be back besties with Michael, and they're going to take down Willow together. Like that's huge.
He needs Jordan, and Jordan is gonna need him because she likes getting paid. And right now, her payday is being threatened by Sidwell. So
Yes.
being with Drew and being associated with the Quartermains, she'll still have that stellar connection through Tracy. She'll likely land a high-paying job.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'm
Okay.
liking this. I'm liking
But
this.
at the same time, Drew needs help because he's being drugged. It's not just the being shot thing, it's everything else that's happened. And the thing with Michael is his what he said was really eerie. He said, "It's ironic. You're in that chair because you wanted Willow all to yourself. Now you have her. It's not quite the way you imagined, right?"
I know
And
it still
that
gives me goosebumps.
and that makes me wonder how much Michael knows.
What do you mean?
Well, to say, like, it's not quite the way you imagine, like, he could very well be referencing, like, his condition and the turn things took and that he
Mhm.
no longer has control and power, or he could be referencing who he thinks Willow is,
Yes. Okay, okay, got you. Yes.
right? So, that's the thing, like, I don't know the extent of what Michael knows, or if he simply just believes Willow for sure shot you, like, she shot you. Like, he gave that look in the courtroom, but he doesn't know how bad it really is,
Exactly. To what
and I don't
extent she's
know.
gone.
Exactly, and I don't know what she's gonna do now that she's put it together that Trina and Kai know. She's done what she's done, but I don't know that she can cross that line to people that she sees as good people.
That's gonna be interesting to see her navigate, right? Like, how do you navigate something like this? I don't really picture her murdering them or anything like that. Blackmail, I can't really see her having anything against them or would allow her that leverage for any
The
type of
leverage
blackmail.
the leverage would be the breaking in. It would be if Willow figured out that the blackmail Drew had on Curtis and Portia disappeared and could
Mhm.
hold that over them, but they already talked to Alexis about it.
Exactly.
So she could have a little bit of blackmail, but she's also really naive. She's telling Drew, at some point, me and Sidwell are going to let you out of this state. And then he's having a flashback being like,
I
no,
know.
it would be so much better for her if she was a widow. Like,
That was
politically,
messed
politically.
up. Yeah, it's bonkers. Like, I don't know where this whole story is going and why they revealed so soon that Trina and Kai, like, that she knows, that they know. It's gonna be wild times ahead. Like, I can't wait for the next couple weeks to see what happens with that.
That was crazy. I was so, so excited about that. Something I want to talk about, okay? Like, I don't want to spend too much time on this because I just get so frustrated when it comes to Portia, Jordan, and Curtis, and Portia kind of apologizing, and even Curtis today with Nina saying something like, once that came out on the stand that she was with Isaiah, you already kissed Jordan at this point.
Yes.
We worked through some things. So the fact that the narrative is still somehow that Portia crossed the line before he did. She did, but once again, the line was the marriage ended and they mutually decided. I am so sick
I
of that
know.
fact being neglected. So I'm not going to spend my time there getting upset over these things. I
Okay.
actually have some positive things to say about Curtis.
Whoa, lay it on me.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, his scenes today with Nina, when I saw them together, I was reminded of the fact that despite how I complain about Curtis, I've always liked that friendship between him and Nina. I don't even remember how they became friends. I know she must have
Mhm.
hired him as a PI, but I've always loved their friendship. And the more they kept talking, I was like, you know what? Nina is like the most healthy relationship he's had with a woman. Like they've had fractures and they've repaired. Who has he learned to do this with?
Ooh. That is so true, and you know what? He's the one who actually apologized. She said she should apologize, and then she described all the things she should be apologizing for, but never actually apologized. I think until the very, very end when he did first.
And that's the thing with her. To be honest, I think they are each other's best quality because
Yeah.
it's hard for Nina, like you pointed out. He was a bit more direct and actually took accountability, which he does in no other relationship. And it took her a bit longer. She circles the
Yes, to
drain a
get
little
there.
bit because for her, it's like her daughter justifies things. And she's like, how do I apologize when I would have always made that choice because Willow comes first, but I regret it. So she figured it out. She navigated that. And they
Yes.
talked about rebuilding. The thing is, when they were talking, he says, I have complete trust in Jordan, which means she's going to betray him. And I thought it was really bizarre that Nina said, I hope we can have trust like that. And the way that they looked at each other,
Mhm.
I was like, okay, I could do
Do
that.
you see a vibe?
Absolutely. Rewatch that scene. Like,
Okay, okay.
rewatch that scene. Just their dynamic. Like, we've seen him with women. He sucks. Like, he sucks.
Totally.
And you have these two imperfect people showing each other they're imperfect, apologizing to each other, and missing each other and
Okay.
and talking about investing this much. He's never invested this much in any of his wives, and he's known Nina for, like, such a long time, and they've had this consistent relationship, and outside of Drew, I was like, "Who do we see this girl with?" I think it would
Right.
be so interesting because I can kinda see that. I think things are gonna break down with Jordan. There's only so many times Curtis can bounce between the 2, and imagine Curtis dealing with the fact that Jordan is with Drew, which happens to be Nina's ex.
Oh, you have just like brought together so many things that are going to come to life, and I can't wait to see it.
I'm very excited about that. Like, I'm very excited about this too. She needs someone other than Willow in her circle. Like, I'm done.
Honestly.
Because you know what? Nina can love her daughter, and as she should, and she should love Willow through the next phase when all of this stuff gets revealed. But Nina deserves to be mad and upset. And so, isn't it interesting what they confessed to each other? She did all these things on her daughter's behalf. He did a bunch of things, like, I mean, for Portia, but also it was all to take down Drew ultimately. But dealing with the fact that she defended her daughter and her daughter turns out to be guilty, I just feel like, I don't know, maybe there isn't anyone else that could understand or support her. He's always been there for her.
That's so true because at the end of the day, she really won't have anybody on her side because she went so hard at defending Willow. And if Willow goes to prison or whatever the case may be, she's going to need somebody to support her. And like Curtis, the way you're describing it right now is like ultimately the perfect thing because they've always been best friends. So they've seen the best and the worst and have accepted each other fully for all of those things.
Like, I think this could be a moment for Nina. Like, let's just say she really is hurt. And because there's more to find out, right? It's not just the
Yes.
shooting. It's the
Yes.
deal that she made with Sidwell. It's everything she said today to Curtis. Like Curtis asked about their relationship because he knows it's important. And she talks about her history of pleasing other people, specifically men, and
Yes.
knowing that she was worried about Drew and then it ended up being in Sidwell and the bad choices she made despite, all these efforts and judgment on Willow's behalf. I would really love to see a Nina completely raw and broken down, and it's not about a man. It's not about a man.
Exactly.
It's about her heart. It's about, we've watched her journey of having or of desiring to have a child, of searching for a child. I think it would be really cool to watch Nina feel the heartbreak of kind of what it is to be a parent and have a
Yes.
child and to be hurt by that child. And I think it would be such a cool story and a really good place for Curtis and Nina to meet because I think Nina does deserve to have depth in a relationship. And her character so far, who she's been, the men she's been with, there has never been an opportunity for depth because she could never really be her full self. So I think this could be really interesting. And even for Curtis, this could also be a moment where things really break down for him. He's quite rigid as well. And I feel like their exchange was a bit of Curtis stepping into the gray a little bit more. And if
Mhm.
anybody's ever made him do that, to be honest, it's Nina more than anybody.
I love this because they know each other's quirks. They know, you know, about everything that they've done in each other's lives. Like you've sold me. Like I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
like, I
here
think
for it.
I'm really excited about this love story, like, done well, this could truly be a deep, deep love story where both those
Yes.
people become better people, and we watch one of those relationships where they just make each other better and thrive.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I was really shocked that came out of today's episode.
Right?
Mhm.
Which I totally missed. And thank you for pointing that out to me.
Well, 'cause it was also a funeral, so I can obviously understand why the attention would be elsewhere, and that's another thing I have to comment on. Again, you have Rick kinda whining, "Well, Carly is really like" I'm just stop, okay? I love
Yeah,
you,
I'm
Rick,
done.
in every other sense of the word, but just give a little grace to the woman you locked in a wall for a
Right?
while,
Come
okay?
on.
Let's just let her have her comments, but I love that this new evolved Carly like, whenever anybody makes these comments about who she is or slights,
Hmm.
notice she pays it no attention and she sticks to the main point.
Yes, I love
She's
it.
been doing that a lot lately. But something that stuck out the most, and this is just me truly, truly hearing what I want to hear.
Okay.
Remember last week I talked about, or I think it was last week or the week before, but who I would really want to see come back from the dead?
Tell me. Remind me.
It was Julian.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. And his name got brought up.
And to have a Julian mention, and I get it, it was in the context of the point she was trying to make of how it would feel. Like, she was really going from the perspective of she knows what it's like to lose a child, but to have Morgan mention and Julian
Yes.
Jerome? I mean, we've got a lot going on right now, but I have always wanted Julian to come back as a competent villain,
Yes.
always. So
My
that to me really,
goodness.
really stuck out.
Okay.
But again, this is just a mess, right? Sidwell's emotional, Sonny's doing what he's gonna do. I really don't know if it's gonna carry any weight at all or if he'll manage to convince him. I think it's insane that Lucas is the only one walking around who knows who killed Margot.
I know, it's bonkers to me. I'm like, what is he gonna do? Because he's gonna stay at the mansion. He's got his evil Lucas face on. Like, oh, I'm scared. So scared.
Did you notice the Ezra Laura vibes? They just keep amping up.
I know, and you're the one that pointed it out as well. You're like all over the crushes all over Port Charles. You really are. I mean, you were the one that brought up the Drew Willow way back in the day. I'm like, nah, that's not gonna happen. And look at where we are now. Like, whatever. Like, it's really cool that you're able to see that. You have like heart rose like vision, you know?
Except for Dante and Elizabeth. I was like, "What?"
Hey, one I got one, you got like five.
But I'm just saying, scenes like today with them,
Yes.
like, literally, I'm like, "Why couldn't you have just done that?" Like, the more frequently you had shown them together, that would have been it. Why the bizarre scenes of him being all moon-eyed and that whole spelling it out for us? I just thought, "Why?" Their jobs make so much sense. He comes to the hospital a lot. They have people they love in common. It really could have been done so differently. So I'm a little annoyed, but definitely would support if that happened. I honestly could see them as endgame. They're both kind of self-righteous. They're both on the outside of certain circles. And I just think that they would have a lot in common. Like, I really think that they would work as a couple. I love her with Rick right now, but the more that they're showing her also with Dante, is letting us know that that's where she's gonna land, and she's gonna try this thing with Rick, but she already has issues with it. And
She
Rick is getting
does.
deeper and deeper in with Sunny.
Exactly. His loyalty to Sonny is gonna outweigh his relationship with Elizabeth. And we see that. They're laying the groundwork for it. It's unfortunate because they are super cute, but they're leaving this little kind of door open for, Dante to swoop in that relationship to give it a go. So it's really interesting. But getting back to Boyle for a second, one, super happy that he's back. That was
Same.
very exciting because he's hilarious, annoying, but hilarious. And he is just digging Laura hard. Like, he just wants to protect her with in every way that he can, which is so funny. And I think it might be like over like either by accident a celebratory kiss or maybe like a drunken kiss. But I don't want, like I love Kevin. I don't want anything to happen there, but he's having a good time at Beyond the Gates. So I don't
Exactly, exactly. I think it's gonna be more gestures like this one where he keeps showing that he cares and that he's trying to protect her. I just love the line she said to him, "Who invited Sunny or thought it'd be a good idea?" She's like, "Why don't you go tell him to leave?" And I was just like, "Go on." And I love their chemistry, but I think it's an interesting twist. Like, I love that for Laura if that's what ends up happening. Ezra's growing on me. You talked about, like, being fixated or strong bonds a minute ago, and it's there I don't think there's anything stronger than the bond that Chase has in his mind with Willow.
It is so disappointing. So, initially, when I noticed her suit, now that you bring it up, was with the scene with him because she basically looked naked in her skin color suit.
Mhm.
And he's coming over asking for a favor that she's googly eyeing him up from head to toe in his police officer uniform and hugging him real tight and rubbing his back.
The look
I'm
she
like,
gave, the look she
the
gave.
look she gave, and then Chase is just so over the moon about her. We know they're gonna end up falling into bed together. It might not last, whatever the case may be, but we know something's gonna go down.
Do you know what would make this much worse?
Tell me, I love all the stories you're telling me today. Tell me more, please.
It would make it so much worse if there happens once they have the baby. Remember Chase was like, "You know what I need to solve all my life problems? a baby. And he's been hammering this notion with Brook Lynn. And now Brooklyn's fallen in love with the baby. And imagine they have the baby. It's obviously really stressful, and it's during that, like, survival mode of having a baby that he then chooses to have the affair. Because that baby, Brook Lynn is gonna have Phoebe, but even when I was watching, like, with the social worker and them getting mad at Michael, and I just kept thinking, like, "Guys, this is what it is to have a kid, and why aren't you guys mad at Olivia?" Like, Oblivia, I mean.
100%.
Because Michael is parenting his child, he's not talking about hookers just randomly. It's something that Oblivia can't let go of and chose to have that conversation when she sent the kid away and could come back and hear it at any moment. So I kind of want Oblivia to get hers a little bit. Brooklyn was honest with Michael about the whole Chase and Willow's orbit, and it absolutely is dangerous. But never once did I believe Phoebe would be Chase's baby.
No, 100%, and you're making me think back to that scene when, he worked an all-nighter and he was in the shower the
Mhm.
day that the, social worker was coming over, and that kind of, like I'm putting it together with what you're saying, like, "Oh, I'm so tired, I didn't sleep yet." It's like, "Okay, well, what do you think it is to have a kid?" It's kind of
I
like
have
go,
another
go,
one,
go, and it just was very kind of I felt like a telling sign, like a flag,
a red flag. And
red
he
flag, not just any flag.
But there's a second instance, very
Tell
subtle,
me.
when
Okay.
the social worker was there and Chase said to Wiley, "Go ask your dad." And then Brook Lynn took Wiley by the hand
Took him.
and started
Mhm.
to parent him, and then he walked along like a groupie and was like, "Yeah, I'll piggyback parent."
Yes, you're so right.
All he
Yeah,
brought to
he's
the
not in it.
No, like, all he brought to the table was a suit and a prior relationship with the social worker.
And then he keep having to tell her, "It's not detective, it's officer. It's
All just to
officer."
avoid saying I was demoted, but I think she gets it. We get it.
Right?
Yeah.
Not
So
about you, Chase.
but I am just happy it's back on, right?
Yeah,
I
me too.
needed him back in the Willow orbit. That's where the drama lies.
Exactly, makes it interesting, it makes it fun. I wanna see a little bit of, like, that kookiness there.
And given where Willow is right now in her life, it is a fair exchange. She got you a baby, she gets your husband.
Ta-da!
Yeah,
And then, like, I want him to be, like, infatuated and so, like, obsessed, and then when he's full on in it and he's got Willow, she's the
after
best thing in
sleeping
the
with
world.
her.
Yes, 1000%. Then all the murder, drugging, everything comes out.
Absolutely, but I have a question. Do you want him to
Ask
be
me.
obsessed with her even after it all comes out?
Ooh, interesting. I don't know. What do you think?
Look, I think he's really self-righteous,
He
and
is.
so for him, once he finds out, he could easily go, "You're a bad guy," or
I can fix you? Oh my gosh, do you think I can fix you?
it can, like, go either way, and I think there's a part of him, he loves a damsel in distress. It also depends on whether or not the information makes him soften toward Michael, or if it just turns out that he just has animosity toward Michael. I mean, he did take his wife back in the day, so I think it'll be telling because I think it'll speak volumes about his true feelings to Michael, his relationships with the Quartermaines, like, it's possible that he can just keep justifying her behavior because of what Drew did and what Michael was doing. So it can go either way.
Honestly, I kind of like what you're describing because it just levels up all of the things that Tracy was seeing, like who he is as a person, the
Mhm,
hold Willow
yes.
has over him, and that he basically covers up all of this with his nice guy routine. But deep down, he's kind of similar to Willow in a sense because she kind of pulls people in, but the reality of what's going on the inside is completely different.
Yeah, and I think some of the characters who spent their lives being good, they rather than learn to kind of live for yourself, they go to the opposite extreme. Like that happened to Elizabeth. Like, I'm a good person, good person, good person. And then when she found out about Jake Doe, she's like, this is the one thing I'm going to do for myself. So instead of finding balance, sometimes those characters go to the other extreme to
Okay.
feel like they're
Yes.
compensating for all they've given to the world and all they've done for other people.
This is going to be messy. It's going to be a messy summer.
Yeah. So Tracy saw that in Chase, and she also saw everything Christina was shoving in her face about her feelings for Jacinda.
Oh my word, and the whole Tracy Q that killed it, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, they were adorable together, but there's a lot of there's a lot of dramatic couples, crushes, like, I think there's a lot there, and I don't know what to think because the pairing of Dante and Elizabeth, I can really see it long term, but
Yes.
earlier, I would have just said Brook Lynn Dante because of the whole Lulu thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really see it anymore
I
because her
don't?
focus okay, tell me.
No, I think like what you were about to say, like, if she has Phoebe, I think that's where she's gonna put her energy into her kids and her family. Like Tracy!
Oh, I kinda really love that.
Yeah, okay. I think we solved it. I think we solved everything.
That's it, folks. Have a great weekend.
Yeah,
Bye.
right.
What else do we have to talk about? I do truly think we've talked about all the things. We
And all
covered
of
all the
this
stuff.
stuff?
We did. Okay, I'm gonna give an early star just because I'll give you some time to think about if you have a favorite line. But
Mhm,
a little star to Molly and Cody and her
mhm.
medicated rant about his sleeves and arms. It was absolutely adorable.
Okay, oddly enough, my favorite line comes from Curtis. It's when they were talking about Willow and how she's a congresswoman. He said to Nina, "Upward is a good place to fall," which was funny and insulting all at the same time.
Okay, my favorite line is in the Laura Boyle interaction when she says
Okay.
to him, "Can you be more of a jerk?" And then he's like, "I think you know I can."
They're they're so cute, but t when you before you were giving stars to or hearts to Cody and Molly, and I
Yes.
just wanna say, they gave you what you asked for. You said, "I want Molly and Cody to be done with their drama and just be cute in the background." That's pretty much all we've gotten from them over the past couple weeks.
Yes, you're so
Yeah.
right. So I'm hanging on to them. Wait, I do have another one with the whole Willow Chase situation. It was not
Okay.
only what she was wearing, the hug, the googly eyes, but her choice. I think it was his choice of words, actually. You're the only one that can give it to me. Not give me what I want.
Yeah.
It was give it to me. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
I inappropriately completed that sentence at home. Yeah, I remember now.
It was like a Mad
Did
Lib, just like
yeah,
add your own line in.
yeah, did not write that down, but I absolutely know what you're talking about.
Okay, so who else do you want to give some stars to?
Drunk Pascal.
Okay, I'm all for it. Yes, yes,
I'm
absolutely.
I'm giving a star to the Lucas Brit scene. I thought those were really amazing. A star to the bridge scene.
My gosh, yes, absolutely, like 5 stars for that
Mhm.
scene. It was amazing. A star to each of them and the bridge, so 4.
And just Trina and Kai. I know that's not like but I have to. It was so funny. It was
So
so
good.
funny. It was such a train wreck, and they couldn't stop themselves. It was amazing.
Okay, so big question, what is your cutie pie moment of the week?
So easy, Molly and Cody. They were
I
adorable.
totally agree.
So
They are
adorable.
adorable. Can you share with us your handle?
Yes, it's at Cutie Pie Coloring. That's on Instagram. You can find the coloring book on Amazon, and the links to it are also on our Instagram page.
My gosh, folks, we did it. We covered all the things. We talked about all the stuff. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.